Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation on the group assessment I design. My name is Ali Shahidi Nejad. I have chosen the Cybersecurity Management Unit, which is available as an elective unit for second-year students across various IT-related majors at CQ University. This presentation will walk you through how my assessment design incorporates industry practice tools and techniques to make learning authentic and relevant to the cybersecurity field. Evaluates both individual and group contributions, ensuring fair participation and accountability. Promotes academic integrity, particularly in the context of generative AI and how students are guided to use it ethically and responsibly, and ensures consistent marking and feedback across all campuses and delivery modes, supporting equity and transparency. The purpose of this assessment is to help students apply cybersecurity risk management concepts to a real-world business scenario. In this case, they take on the role of a security team for a company where they identify cyber risks, analyze threats and vulnerabilities, and recommend treatment strategies. This task builds on the knowledge students have in this unit, like identifying assets, assessing risk levels, and understanding control mechanisms. It gives them a chance to put theory into practice. Students are expected to use industry-recognized frameworks and tools such as NIST, ISO, CVE database, and MITRE ATT&CK framework. These are commonly used in professional cybersecurity roles and help students become familiar with current industry practices. They will also develop important professional skills like working in a team, writing a clear and structured report, and presenting their ideas to managers. This assessment aligns with Australian Qualifications Framework Level 6, which means it helps the students apply a broad technical knowledge and communication skills to solve practical problems in a workplace-like setting, both individually and in a team. This assessment is designed to align with several unit learning outcomes and graduate learning outcomes. As we can see in this snapshot from the official unit information at CQU, this assessment is designed to align with several key unit learning outcomes by requiring students to discuss best practice principles, compare management, operational, and technical controls, and conduct an organizational cybersecurity risk analysis. It also supports graduate learning outcomes, including communication, problem solving, critical thinking, and teamwork. Here you can see the deliverables. The report should be limited to 2,000 words. This encourages the students to develop concise, focused writing skills and aligns with the university guideline on marking efficiency and tutoring hours. Next is the risk analysis worksheet, which helps the students structure their thinking and apply practical tools for identifying and analyzing cyber risks. The presentation component, limited to 10 slides and a 15 minutes recording, is designed to build students' communication and presentation skills. It reflects real-world practice where professionals must present findings to managers. I have also included self and peer evaluation along with a team contribution sheet to help monitor individual contributions and encourage accountability within the group. This is a group-based task to reflect real industry settings where teamwork is essential. It also helps the students build collaboration, leadership, and accountability skills. This assessment is designed with generative AI in mind. It requires the students to apply critical thinking and perform personalized risk analysis based on real case studies, relevant standards, and frameworks. The tasks are structured so that each subtask connects and builds on the previous ones, making it difficult to rely on generic AI outputs. This approach encourages original, thoughtful work that meets the learning objectives. Here you can see the documents provided for the group assessment. Students received the assessment brief, case study, and rubric, while tutors are provided with the rubric and sample feedback comments. Here you can see a part of the case study which describes a realistic company scenario. And here is the group assessment brief, a 5-page document that outlines the deliverables, links the tasks to the unit learning outcomes, and provides clear instructions. The assessment includes 4 tasks in total, but here you can see only task 1. And the brief also connects the assignment to industry best practices and includes links to CQ's submission platforms and relevant academic policies. In this assessment, I have chosen tools that are widely used in the cybersecurity industry. This helps the students build practical, job-ready skills while also meeting academic goals. The idea is for students to apply what they have learned in a way that reflects real workplace situations. For example, using frameworks like NIST, RMF, and ISO 27005 helps the students follow a structured risk management process. They also use real-world threat data from CVE database and MITRE ATT&CK framework to assess actual risks, and risk levels are scored using OWASP matrix. And mitigation strategies are based on CIS controls and ISO 27002. And students also learn how to communicate their findings clearly by creating risk heat maps, prioritization tables, and presentations aimed at managers. In this assessment, both group and individual contributions are carefully evaluated to ensure fairness and accountability. We start with the main rubric that is applied to the group submissions, including the report, worksheet, and presentation. This assesses the overall quality of the work, the depth of risk analysis, and how clearly ideas are communicated, and how professionally the materials are presented. To capture individual efforts, we use a structured peer and self-assessment. Each student completes an online form where they rate themselves and their teammates on specific criteria like effort, communication, reliability, and the quality of their input. This promotes reflection and responsibility. The group assessment counts for 80% of the final grade, and the individual and peer reviews count for 20%. Finally, we have fairness check. Staff or markers will review the peer evaluation scores alongside the submitted work. If we notice inconsistencies, like a student being rated poorly but clearly contributing well, we follow up and adjust marks where needed. This helps maintain integrity in group-based assessments. For this group assessment, students are required to submit plagiarism similarity reports to confirm original work, which should be less than 20%. Peer and self-evaluations encourage each member's accountability and help prevent free riding. And AI tools are allowed only for brainstorming and formatting, but the usage must be declared to avoid breaches. We also provide links to CQ's contract cheating policies to raise awareness and promote ethical collaboration. To ensure consistent marking and quality feedback across campuses, we follow a structured approach. First, a detailed rubric is provided to all markers. The rubric clearly defines criteria and grade bands, helping maintain consistent standards. Before marking starts, we conduct a pre-marking calibration session where tutors and markers discuss expectations and review a sample submission together. Submissions are managed centrally within an online marking system that supports a streamlined feedback process. This enables consistent and clear feedback across all markers and campuses. And we use consistent feedback templates to guide markers in providing balanced comments focused on strengths, areas for improvement, and suggested next steps. If students require more detailed feedback, markers can provide additional guidance upon request. And for group assessments, self and peer evaluation results are moderated to review discrepancies and ensure fairness in individual contribution marks. And finally, a post-marking review is conducted involving spot checking and moderation to address any inconsistencies before results are released, which ensures fairness and reliability in grading. Here you can see a snapshot of the rubric. The rubric has different criteria to assess key tasks like risk analysis and reporting. It includes grade bands with specific requirements for each level. It assigns weight to each task based on importance and explains how the final grade is calculated by combining the assessment score and peer self-evaluation. And here you can see sample feedback comments that help markers provide clear, consistent, and constructive responses to support student learning and improvement. The sample feedback covers key areas of assessment, for example, risk identification, risk assessment, risk evaluation, and so on. And for each criteria, it highlights strengths, like correct use of frameworks, MITRE-ATT&CK, CVE, and so on, while also suggesting improvements. For example, deeper justification, the use of quantitative methods, and so on. To wrap up, the assessment I have designed is deeply aligned with the core learning outcomes of the unit and graduate attributes. It simulates real-world professional requirements by focusing on collaborative learning, ethical conduct, industry frameworks like ISO and NIST, and clear evaluation criteria. The task not only prepares the students to solve practical problems, but also encourages them to reflect, think critically, and work professionally in teams. With consistent feedback mechanisms, academic integrity checks, and calibrated marking practices, the design aims to be fair, transparent, and effective in supporting students' learning across campuses. Thanks for your attention.